In this example, I'm going to create a virtual interface and add it to my existing virtual machine so that I can have two different networks on the same virtual machine. So to start things off, click on Virtual Machines. Let me click on VM1 and click on Networking. And currently I have one network interface that has one NSG connected to it, and this network interface is connected to my virtual machine with the private IP address of 10.1.1.4. Now I will try and add another private IP address on the same virtual machine. So let's click on Home, click on Create a Resource, search for Network Interface, and let's click on Create a Network Interface. I will put it in my same resource group as my virtual machine, and I'll name this interface NIC-2. I will put it in the same virtual network, but I will add a new subnet. So let's click on Manage Selected Virtual Networks. And over here, you can see that I have only one subnet, which is my default subnet with the IP address range of 10.1.1.0/24. Let's add a subnet. Say subnet 2 for this example. Leave the range at default. And I will not attach any network security group, and I'll click on Save. So now my second subnet is created. Let's go back into Create Network Interface. Let's select my subnet 2 and let's click on Review and Create. Create my network interface. Now my deployment has been completed successfully. Let's go to Resource. And over here, you can see that my new network interface is in subnet 2, but has no security group. Go back to Home, create a resource. Let's type network security group. And click on Create. Put it in the same resource group as my virtual machine. And let's name this as NSG2. And put this network group in a different region, say Central India for this example, and create and create. Let's go to the resource. And if I want to add this NSG to my network interface, I will not see any network interfaces because this NSG is in a different region. My NSG has to be in the same region of my virtual network and my virtual interface. So what I can do is I can go back into Home, create a network security group again. Put it in my resource group of virtual machines, say NSG3, and leave it at the region East US and say Create. And click on Create. So my deployment is completed successfully. Let's click on Go to Resource. And let's add this NSG3 to a network interface. So let's click on Network Interface and associate this NSG with a network interface NIC2. As you can see that VM1 1423 cannot be associated because there's already a network security group associated to that network interface. So I shall click on NIC2 and click on OK. Now my NSG3 is associated with NIC2. Let's attach this NIC2 to my virtual machine so it gets a private IP address from the network 10.1. Let's go back to home. Click on virtual machines. Click on virtual machine. To add a network interface card, we would need to stop the virtual machine. If I click on network interface, I can see that this operation cannot be performed on a running virtual machine. So I go back to overview, stop the virtual machine. Let's preserve my public IP address and click on OK. So the status of my virtual machine is stopped and is deallocated. Let's go back to networking, attach a network interface, click on attach NIC2. Please note that this network interface has to be in the same region of my virtual machine and click on OK. My network interface has been successfully attached. And as you can see, I have my NSG3 attached to NIC2 as well. Great. Now let's go and verify this in the virtual machine. Let's go back to overview, start the virtual machine. My virtual machine is started. Let's click on connect, click on RDP, download the RDP file, and type in ipconfig/all. And over here, we can see that we have two network interface cards connected with two different IPs, 10.1.1.4 and 10.1.0.4. So I have successfully added my two network interface cards with two network security groups. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.